Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Jodi. I'm with Source Mortgage Center, and I'm joined here today by Susan Kramer, who's a licensed realtor in Central Alberta with Coldwell Banker. Thanks so much, Susan, for taking the time to be here today.
Thank you for having me.
For sure. So, Susan, I know we've talked about with buyers what are the steps when you're purchasing a home, but as a seller too, like I know a lot of people haven't actually sold a home, and now actually, is a pretty good time to sell a home because the property values are high. So, if I'm thinking of selling my property, what are the steps that I have to take in that process from start to getting your house ready all the way to when you get the money at the end?
Okay. Okay, I can answer that. So the first step, of course, is to get your home ready to sell. So there's a number of key items to, declutter, stage your home, make sure it's as clean as you can possibly get it, and to keep it clean throughout the entire process until you've got it sold. It's those steps we talked about in episode number 6 that we recorded. So if anybody wants specific details on those, they can go back to that. So get your home ready for sale. Then the next thing would be to find yourself a good realtor. We have an episode on that too, but we're recording this one first, so I can't give you the number on that one, but we do have a video on that topic as well. It's important to interview realtors because you're going to be with them for a while, and you want to make sure you're hiring one who's going to do the best job possible to get your property sold.
Mhm.
And because you're with them so much, you need to make sure that you're compatible in some way as well. So find yourself a good realtor. And then the next step after that would be the realtor will bring in a good photographer who will take great pictures of your property. Then those pictures will be accompanied with a description that is, how do I put it, persuasive in making people want to see it in person.
Right.
And then that will go on to the multiple listing service, MLS. And then it will be available for people to see. And today's buyer is very technology savvy, and they tend to look at the online version of your property long before they come to see it. They may also do a drive-by. So it's really important to keep your yard and that first impression as good as you possibly can all the time, because you never know when a potential buyer is going to drive by.
Mhm.
Then the next step after that is generally an offer will arrive. It could take some time, so don't be expecting it overnight, but an offer could arrive. And then once that offer arrives, your realtor will help you negotiate the best price for you possible. Then there could be some conditions to satisfy. For example, that buyer might want to have a home inspection. So you need to, again, keep your home in good shape and ready to go at any time for that inspector to come in and see it at its best. There could then be some things that come out of that inspection report that the buyer will negotiate for you to repair. And if you're not going to repair them, it may result in a lower purchase price, which again is fine because it goes either way. If you want to accept that offer, you're going to be accountable for that repair.
Right.
Then after that repair is done, the next step would probably involve the lawyers, where the documentation is all sent to the lawyers by your realtor's office. The lawyer will get in touch with you. Then there will be some closing costs will need to be paid. The closing costs, we have an episode on that as well. But closing costs are paid. And then once those are paid, it's a waiting game until your possession day. And in between that time, while you're waiting, you're packing, you're again cleaning to get the house the way that you would like to find it when you arrived on your first day, and then getting ready to move on to your next whatever it is.
Right. Okay, well,
So,
perfect.
yeah,
That's really helpful, Susan.
yeah.
And I've got Susan's contact information at the bottom there. If anyone does want to reach out to her who's thinking of selling and has questions about that process, I know she'd be happy to answer your call. But thank you, Susan. I really appreciate you taking the time today.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
You too.